This week in
Welcome to Earth.
Independence. I'm not sure whether you've noticed, but that sort of noisy country, which is roughly in that direction, is celebrating its birthday sometime this month. Not only that, but there are of course other countries which celebrate independence during the month of July. And hang on a minute, I'll just count. Where are we? 2, 3, sorry, bear with. 9 countries celebrate. Hi, it's me in the future. I really must apologise. I've screwed up that previous bit there. So basically I relied on one source of information, which of course is a schoolboy error. There are in fact 26 countries which celebrate their Independence Day in July, only 9 of which are celebrating their independence from the UK, which makes me feel about 2.6% better about my culture's colonial past. According to Etymology.com, the word independent pops up in the 1610s. It works as an extension of the word dependent, which looks to have taken on its sense of relying on something else, i.e. the definition of dependent, i.e. its existence relies on something else, around about the 14th or 15th century. Now, the roots of the word dependent go back a bit further to Latin, to the word dependere or dependere. I'm not quite sure how to say it. I really should do a bit more research. Either way, that word means to hang down from, to be derived from, and circularly to be dependent on. If all of these words sound vaguely familiar, then correct. A pendant is, well, as I'm sure you know, it's a necklace or it's an earring or it's, well, apparently in the 14th, 15th and 16th centuries, it was also, with a slightly different spelling, a way to refer to testicles. Also, the word pendulum, which is a drum and bass act. They do some good music, but before that, there was the pendulum, which is how clocks work. That comes from the same root as well. Amusingly, I'm sure in at least one book that I've read, probably by Philip Roth, testicles are also described as pendulous. So, you know, it's all about the ball sacks or something. Getting back to independence, the in bit at the beginning comes from the Latin in, meaning not, so not dependent. And then lastly, right at the end of that, so Independence Day is the ants bit, which is, well, it's a suffix, it's a word particle. So let's just delve into that a little bit. Most people instinctively know how to use this suffix, so I don't really need to explain to you how to use it. What I am going to do is just say what the mechanics of it are. So ants turns a verb into an abstract noun. So we start with a word like converge, which means to bring together, which is a verb, and then we add the ants, which gives us convergence, which is an abstract noun. If we go for ignorance, so we start with ignore, which is to deliberately set something aside or to deliberately disregard something or someone or an idea, and we add ants, then we end up with ignorance. So we start out with the verb and we end up with an abstract noun for the concept itself. In our case here, we start out with independent, so the verb to be independent, and then we add ants and we end up with the concept of independence. So happy Independence Day to Belarus, Canada, the United States, Mongolia, Belgium, France, Belarus. Have I already said Belarus? Me again. Look at that idiot stuttering and having a problem with remembering things when he could have used a memory or paper or jump cuts. Anyway, happy anniversary / Independence Day / Bastille Day to Algeria, Argentina and the Bahamas, Belarus, Belgium and Burundi, Canada, Cape Verde and Canada, wait a second, Colombia and the Comoros Islands, France, Kiribati and Belgium. I've already said Belgium, haven't I? It just seems like such an easy one to remember. Liberia, Malawi and the Maldives, the Netherlands, Peru and Rwanda, Sao Tome and Principe, Slovakia, the Solomon Islands and Somalia, South Sudan, Vanuatu and Venezuela, and of course, not to mention the United States of Freedomshire, which is what I will be calling it from now on. So anyway, happy independence. Back to the video now. Happy Independence Day. Well done. You've did a thing. You're now independent. Just remember, try not to try not to think that your independence is better than anyone else's independence. And I'm looking at you, Belgium and France. Oh, and probably you, Coca-Cola. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. If, go and do something nice. Go out for a walk in the countryside. Maybe pick some wild garlic if you're in England. It's bloody delicious stuff. And don't do any colonies on people, all right? Anyway, all the best.
Welcome to Earth.